Hello everyone and welcome back. We're looking at doing Legos again today. This is the ARC 170. I've had this sitting here for just a little bit of time here. Because I got it when it first came out. I just did not have the space here to really put it together. And now that we've got everything cleaned up, now we're going to get going on this like I had mentioned in our previous video. So this is the newest ARC 170 set. I know that there was an older one. I did not get that one, so I cannot really do a comparison side by side between them, which is ever so wonderful when I can do it, but this is one of those sets I did not get. What I will do is we're going to put this together, and I'll kind of fast forward here through that. This is 75402. It is 497 pieces in all. And we get 4 figures here. Oddball for the pilot, which is one of the named characters out of the series. Actually, I believe Oddball himself was named in one of the movies. We also have Jag and just a generic clone pilot. And then we have R4 P44. So as far as that goes, we have a couple named characters here. Flip it around to the other side, it does show us. So we're going to have a spot for our droid in the middle. Now remember, this is a fighter bomber. This is a recon fighter bomber. So we do have a tail gunner. We do have our pilot, our bombardier, our droid, and go from there. We have some heavy weapons in the front as well as the S-foils that are going to extend out here. So we'll get the camera kind of setting up a little bit higher so you can see what I'm doing here. Looking at the computer from the angle that I'm at, it looks like it gets a little kind of fuzzy. I'm hoping that doesn't happen here as I aim down a little bit. And we bring our... I think that's as high as it goes. And as you see, we still have Legos in the background, which I don't know if I'll ever get rid of because I'm still a little tight on space. But again, like I mentioned in the last video, it's part of the reason why we're going to kind of do a little bit more of the fighters and stuff like that. They have some other nice, interesting sets to get into, and I may pick them up. I just don't know where I'm going to put them, so we'll just have to do a little at a time and kind of go from there. Until we get a little bit more space. So without any further ado, let's get this opened up here. And I do have my pocket knife in my pocket, and I actually have it with me today. I know you guys have poked fun at me saying I need to get a knife because sometimes I'm sitting there without an actual knife on me and I'm trying to just open this up by hand, which I do appreciate. You guys can always, poke fun at me, and that's perfectly fine. Sometimes I need that. So, how smart about it, they do actually have, you can just do this and just open it up. But trying to be nice and polite about it. So let's see how many bags we got to start with, and then we can get into building this. And then we'll see if we have Indy come and join us again today, because I know she was already down here kind of taking over the Lego area. So we do have a nice book. We do have some stickers. This has got a little bit of thickness to it. And then we have 13 different stickers. So something to kind of keep in mind. Not a lot of stickers for a vehicle like this, but we do have some. And then as far as bags go, we have a bag 4, a bag 3, looks like 2, and then a 1. So 4 bags of stuff to get through, and we'll kind of go from there. Again, our picture here showing our bombardier as well as our rear gunner sitting there, and our droid kind of sitting in the droid storage bay. Now, as a reconnaissance fighter bomber, I'm going to guess that this should be able to go out a little bit longer for durations. I don't have the current stats up, so at some other point we'll get into the stats for our Star Wars But for a Lego, it's a nice, interesting fighter. The fact that we're taking it as a kind of fighter bomber and kind of going from there, as well as a recon. Early on in the Clone Wars, where we're trying to do as many multi-roles before they start really understanding they need specialty roles, as I have my visitor here. So, all right, let's get into putting this together if she lets us. We'll kind of go from there. That's a silly girl. All right, so let's get into it. All right, Indy, we have Legos to get together. Ready? You ready? Here's bag one. All right, everyone. So here we are, all together. It's not bad. I don't know if it should really be a little bit longer. I think on the old one to give a little bit more room to the pilot and the gunner and the bombardier. The pilot in here, we do have some room for hardball, oddball. We do have a little bit of room. Kind of goofed up a little bit on the sticker here. I put it a little bit off to one side. It works out pretty good, but it is off a little bit. I did really well on these stickers here, so I didn't do too bad there. If I didn't have his gun in his hand, maybe this would close a little bit better. Just being honest, it just seems like it doesn't want to close as well. Maybe it's the guns. Actually, that's closing better without the gun in his hand. This one seems like it's up just a little bit. I don't know what's truly causing it. It could just be how it sits in there. I did get it down here, and it works pretty good. I thought there was only one cannon back here, but apparently there's two. So they both must follow the gunner. So one of the things I didn't realize is that we do actually have two. If you want to have a little bit of fun, we're going to make our droid armed. We have 4 guns. We'll give him a gun. All right. All fun and that aside, it is a nice build. I'm not going to say it's not a nice build. Not having one of these before, I'm very pleased. Some of the things I've kind of noticed is typically when we're looking at a lot of the newer builds, they are slightly smaller than what they used to be. And in that regard, it cuts down the price or keeps the price relatively where it should be in that. But, it is a little bit smaller version of it. So, yeah, you might be losing a little bit, but you still get the same feel. Size-wise, it's still a fairly good size fighter. I was concerned I was really going to mess this all up, and you notice I kind of put a couple pieces, and I was like, uh-oh, I kind of goofed up, and I put in the wrong spot. And I was like, oh, great, now I'm going to mess this up. These, I almost had these flipped, and then I kind of fixed that, and was like, okay, well, we got that kind of taken care of, so kind of makes me a little happier that I fixed it, and it looks a little bit more correct, because on your intake side, it's going to be a little bit cleaner than on your output side where you have all that thrust and all the, smoke or anything else coming out of there. So as far as that goes, it does work really nice. A little off color here, just to show a little contrast. Works really well. This is all bricked in pretty good. The nice thing about dealing with Lego is they do have everything in here really nice. Trying to get everything to really function good. Like in the mock or whatever, I was missing some pieces to hold the cockpit on. For me, it wasn't as big of a deal because I do have other pieces. For those that don't have a big collection of pieces, it becomes a big deal. Lego, we have more pieces here. Usually, if you're missing a piece, contact them, let them know what's going on. Say, hey, can I get that piece? Normally, they'll send it to you. With a mock build, I don't know if I could even do that. Oops, as I knocked the camera around. Mainly because most of the time, I'm getting it off of Amazon. Someone does the prints for it. Someone else puts it all together. And, it's gone through like 3-4 different hands. I don't even know if it's even being done by the same company that originally did everything in the first place. So this is all nice and together. We do have some pieces on the bottom here, just to kind of hold it up a little bit more, just like this. I mean, this gives us a nice flat. We don't have actual landing gear that we probably should have, but we just don't. I think if you had the extra pieces, maybe getting some landing gear so you can kind of put them up and just kind of spider it down and just kind of boop, set it down there. Probably 4 of them, I'm guessing, because we do have the room for the 4 of them. I think I'd probably do 4, maybe 2 in the back here, 2 more towards the front, something I could maybe push up that's hinged, that I could push up and out of the way. That would be my guess. Leaving probably the ends of the wings alone. anything I do is going to be a little superficial, just so it's up a little bit off the ground, not too much if I did do something. But that's all aftermarket stuff, extra things. As a ship, as it is, it's perfectly fine. I don't see any issues with it. Nicely done. We have the ice gates here, kind of dividing up the engine a little bit. That works out really well. And in the back, to hold that in, we have two round plates that have that center out, so it's notched for the Technic. Again, that works really well to hold everything all together, because otherwise these can just kind of freely spin. Everything going here. I did almost goof up on the one sticker. I almost had that backwards. You guys saw me fix that one. Sometimes I get a little ahead of myself. Sometimes I'm looking at it and like, oh yeah, well that should be it. And nope, I done goofed. So, but all in all, a fairly nice fighter. It's held together pretty nicely. When Lego puts stuff on the side here, this is bricked up nice. And again, you saw me on the first one, I kind of missed a little 1x1 smooth plate on the top here. As we kind of go back, and everything's nicely together. It's nice and solid, the things you expect from Lego, and it does hold true here. Everything is very nice and solid. It's no issues putting things together. It gets a little tricky with the Technic because they have it all planned out, and you're just trying to figure out exactly how this is working. And I knew I had to go coincide with being able to lift this. So if I lift one, it would have to do all four of them at the same time. And sure enough, that's what it was. But I wasn't exactly certain how they were working that. So I'm just hoping and praying I didn't goof it up along the way. But following the plans, not a problem. I think you saw me a couple times. I'm second guessing myself. Did I have it on the right spot? Because it sits in there and they're all sitting on top of this. I did flip one piece on the wrong side, and I had to take it off and put it towards the back or whatever. Those are me things. The plans are great. This looks wonderful. It's going to be a nice addition. The stickers weren't all that bad. It's nice having this as a print. For the most part, I got the stickers on. I could do it pretty well. This one's off just a little bit. You can kind of, if I point it out, you'll notice a little bit more. It's just off a little. And like I said, this one, I just off on the side. But these two, I really lucked out. I just did those. It just worked out right. I was afraid I was going to mess those up a little bit more than I did. But it worked out good. Not too bad. I've kind of gotten used to doing stickers for the Legos quite a bit. And, it works out really well. Okay, so the whole purpose here is, if you want, you can kind of open and close them with this. So that's the whole purpose of this one right here. And that's how we're officially supposed to do it, although I think some of us will probably open it and close it with that, but this does that work for us. So, all right. With that being said, it's another wonderful Sunday Lego, all done and complete, and having a lot of fun. It's nice getting back to doing Lego. The mocks and that can be kind of fun at times, but Lego does really the best. There's a lot of people trying different things that Lego doesn't want to get into because it's more modern, military, or whatever, which is wonderful. I mean, they have their morals that they want to stay with for the most part. They get a little bit away from that doing some of the Star Wars, which, I understand their reluctance, and they have mentioned many times that, somebody else can do that stuff. They want to center on something a little bit more family friendly and all that, which is wonderful. Star Wars is a huge franchise, and I enjoy doing the Star Wars because I love all the science fiction. But of course, you can't just have a Star Wars, you have to have a city too. So then we get into doing a city, so we have a place for our stormtroopers, our clone troopers, our rebel troopers, or whoever to go and relax and all that. And sometimes you can sneak it around a Christmas tree and have some fun with that too. So with that, thank you so very much for joining me today. It's always wonderful having you here. Happy to have you around. Hope you're having a good day, and I will see you in the next video.